Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General, honored delegates, and all those who are watching and listening. It is my honor to address you on a topic that I hold dear to my heart. This topic is on autism. As an autistic individual who has been blessed with many unique and wonderful opportunities, I feel it is my duty to speak about an issue that is quite concerning and is extremely important to our civilizations. This is the role that autistics play in our own lives, in our own homes, in our own communities, in our own schools. Sadly, all too often, that role is one of being passengers, not drivers in our own lives. It is not enough to be aware of autism on this day and in this month. Certainly, there needs to be awareness of autism, since there are many autistics whose voices are disregarded, ignored, or overlooked. Autistics of color, autistics who are LGBTQI+, autistics who are non-vocal or limited in their vocal abilities. There certainly is a need to increase awareness of these voices who are passed over because they're difficult to hear, because they do not fit a certain expectation of what autism should look like. Yet awareness is not enough, distinguished delegates. One can be aware another is hungry, who is hurt, who is struggling, who is suffering, and still do nothing to address the very real environmental issues from which that suffering stems. What I am calling for here is more than awareness. I call for inclusion. Inclusion in decisions that are made on our behalf in so many different settings. Inclusion in laws that are made. Inclusion in treatments and supports we receive in our homes, schools, and communities. We want to say, we want our autonomy to be honored and respected. We want to be seen as people, not as disorders or a series of deficits that need to be addressed. Honored delegates, I have the privilege of being an autistic who has worked as a teacher and works now as a behavior analyst. I am striving to change the way my fields that I dearly love treat my people. I am striving to help schools, parents, emergency services, communities, and yes, other teachers, behavior analysts, and professionals who serve the autism community see that we need to be seen first as people and afforded the respect that comes with that. And this goes beyond the autistic community to all peoples who need additional supports and services. We need to be treated with respect by emergency services as well. The reality is that people with unique needs and disabilities are regularly victims of neglect, of assault, both sexual and physical, and of abuse. And so many of those that hurt us are people who say that they care about us. All this stems from a culture of exclusion. It is not enough to be aware, distinguished delegates. We must be included. If an organization or association says they provide services for autistics or for people with special needs, there must be representation in that organization and not token representation. There must be checks and balances in place to prevent dehumanization of populations with special needs. There must be consideration for our voices and experiences. It is a reflection of a civilization's ethical and moral foundation, how the people with disabilities and special needs are treated. Autistics are human. We are members of our communities and schools. We are here. Just because our neurotype makes our voices harder to hear does not mean we should be excluded. So yes, please be aware of us, but include us as well. Thank you.